Starfield is getting mod support next year, Baldur's Gate 3 could now be getting DLC, and why Only Up has been taken down from Steam. I'm Ash Dixon, and this is Ginx News. Starfield game director Todd Howard has said that official mod support is in the works and is planned for next year. And despite the somewhat painful wait, it seems Bethesda is embracing the community. Speaking to Famitsu, Howard said, "When the mods are ready, you'll be able to do almost anything as we have done in the past. The mods will be supported next year, but we will do it in a big way because we love it too." And you only have to look at Skyrim to see why people are excited by this. Modders went crazy on that game, from genuine big improvements like 4K textures to the Enderell mod, which is basically an entire fan-made expansion, to the downright silly, like swapping the dragons for Thomas the Tank Engine, introducing posh mud crabs, or my favourite, adding bear musicians. Basically, mods can be a lot of fun. And it's not like mods for Starfield aren't popping up already. Some are improving the game massively, like the Starfield Upscaler, allowing players with newer Nvidia cards to enable DLSS and get a healthy FPS bump. Or the FOV slider, freeing you from being locked at 85 in first-person mode. Although, let's be honest, that should have been in the base game. Either way, official mod support will make it a whole lot easier for people to get involved. And considering the sheer size of Starfield, I imagine we'll see some crazy stuff in the future. Baldur's Gate 3 director Sven Väinck hasn't completely ruled out DLC for the smash hit RPG. Despite the game providing hundreds of hours of content, you know what us gamers are like. We'll complete it all in a couple of weeks and then demand a whole load more. Now, originally that seemed out of the question for Larian. They're currently occupied developing another title on top of managing the console ports for Baldur's Gate 3. Plus, there was a big question if DLC was even doable. Currently the game only lets you reach level 12, despite the D&D 5th edition rule set it's built on having a level cap of 20. That's because once you reach level 13, you're still getting access to some spells which become pretty massive headaches to develop. Reverse gravity, for example, makes every creature and object suddenly fall upwards. Imagine casting that in Baldur's Gate. Or etherealness, which allows you to step into the regions of the ethereal plane, which overlaps the physical world that the game is set on. That means for one spell, you suddenly have to create a whole new second layer of creatures, NPCs, and points of interest for the whole map. That's a lot of work. However, Väinck recognises that the DLC doesn't necessarily have to be endgame content. I'd personally love to see smaller self-contained narratives added to the game, similar to how new adventure modules are published for D&D. Let us know down below what kind of DLC that you'd like to see in Baldur's Gate 3. The Twitch sensation Only Up has been taken down from Steam. The janky platformer became an overnight hit due to its unforgiving gameplay, and Twitch viewers quickly fell in love with watching their favourite streamers fail after hours and hours of work. It also kicked off an exciting speedrunning race as thousands of players rushed to find new exploits and strats to reach the top of the map the fastest. Well, the game is no more, and it doesn't look like it's coming back. Its final patch notes from developer Indie Solo Dev read, "The game has kept me under a lot of stress all these months. Now I want to put the game behind me. What I need now is peace of mind and healing." Luckily, those that have bought a copy will still be able to play, but don't expect any new content anytime soon. And the game has had its fair share of controversies, from the inclusion of NFT references to copyright claims to some of the assets used in the game. Throw that on top of the pressure of making a smash hit game, and you can see how it all got a bit too stressful. And it's a somewhat similar story to Flappy Bird. It became the biggest game on mobile in 2013, but the developer ended up removing the game completely, saying he just couldn't sleep following its success. Speaking of unforgiving games, a whole load of people have been enjoying World of Warcraft's classic hardcore mode. It's all the rage at the moment, sinking hours and hours into a character, losing them forever through some ridiculous means, and then saying, "I hate this game, I'm never playing it ever again." Well, streamer Hizito Jones has provided us with perhaps the best example yet. His priest was only 10 levels away from max when this happened.
Maybe I don't kill this guy, bro. I'm done with this game, bro. Holy f***, I'm done, bye.
Oof. Now, the worst thing is, the death was completely preventable, not only by, not jumping into a giant pit, but priests have access to the spell Levitate, essentially making you immune to full damage. Sadly for Hizito Jones, you require a light feather to cast it, and as you can see on the right, he didn't have any. Very much a grave mistake. Well, out of curiosity, we thought we'd take a little look at the auction house to see how much they're going for right now, and it's 22 copper. That's right, 22 copper could have literally saved days of work. That hurts.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I'm curious what you think about hardcore modes in games. Do you think permadeath is fun? Let us know down in the comments. It's time for Creation Corner, and of course Starfield is proving to be the gift that keeps on giving. And sandwiches have proven to be quite a popular item in interstellar space, but while many people are filling their ships with BLTs, Bullet Theory N7's ship has become the BLT. Through a lattice of colourful metal, he's made some rather convincing tomatoes and lettuce, while the bacon there looks surprisingly edible. You can tell we filmed this just before lunch, because right now that actually looks pretty appetizing. Meanwhile, Ken Dich Slepst has been having fun with the character creator. He set out to recreate Gollum in Starfield and ended up with this. Terrifying. Obviously, you're always going to be limited by the character creation, but to me, this is less Gollum and more the precious love child of Gollum and Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Sorry for putting that image in your head. I just feel sorry for whatever companion gets romanced by that monstrosity. Gollum must have some serious riz.
What's it saying, my precious, my love?
And that's it for today. Subscribe for daily gaming news and like and comment so we may satisfy the insatiable hunger of the almighty algorithm. And we'll see you tomorrow.